ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. شئنا لنذهبن بالذي
Favorite song? Yeah. Wait, how do you like stay into your song? Oh, no.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
저는 마사입니다. 성함이 어떻게 되세요?
제 이름은 쌈입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
안녕하세요, 바라 씨.
리사 씨, 안녕하세요.
한국어 수업이 어때요?
아주 재밌어요. 친구들도 좋아요.
숙제가 많아요?
네, 많아요.
이민수 선생님은 한국 선생님이요. 한국 사람이에요. 김유미, 마이클 장, 소피아 왕, 스티브 윌슨 한국 클래스 학생이에요. 김유미는 한국 사람이에요. 마이클 장도 한국 사람이에요. 소피아 왕 한국 사람이 아니에요. 중국 사람이요. 스티브 윌슨도 한국 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람이요.
안녕하세요. 저는 베니입니다. 저는 서흥영이에요.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna be at lunch and I'm gonna see you. I'm like, oh, it's you.
Okay. I don't want to. Okay. Action.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
저는 마사입니다. 성함이 어떻게 되세요?
제 이름은 쌈입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
Action.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
저는 마사입니다. 성함이 어떻게 되세요?
제 이름은 쌈입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
Cut. Oh my god, that was so good. Action. You're gonna do a test run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
안녕하세요, 벨라 씨.
리사 씨, 안녕하세요.
한국어 수업이 어때요?
아주 재미있어요. 친구들도 좋아요.
숙제가 많아요.
네, 많아요.
Action.
안녕하세요, 벨라 씨.
리사 씨, 안녕하세요.
한국어 수업이 어때요?
아주 재미있어요. 친구들도 좋아요.
숙제가 많아요?
네, 많아요.
Action. 이민수 선생님은 한국 선생님이에요. 한국 사람이에요. 김유미, 마이클 장, 소피아 왕, 스티브 윌슨 한국 클래스 학생이에요. 김유미는 한국 사람이에요. 마이클 장도 한국 사람이에요. 소피아 왕은 한국 사람이 아니에요. 중국 사람이에요. 스티브 윌슨도 한국 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람이에요. Cut. Okay, that's good.
So I would say 안녕하세요. 저는 베니입니다. Then I would say 저는 서흥영. 서흥영.
Am I like too short?
No. It's projected voice, so like both this camera and that camera gets it.
Okay. Action.
안녕하세요. 저는 베니입니다. 저는 서흥영이에요.
So 저는
베니입니다.
저는
베니입니다.
and then 저는 서학년이에요.
저는 서흥영이에요.
What's your favorite vacation spot? My favorite vacation spot is Hawaii. It's actually one of the first vacations I've been on outside of a cruise. It was beautiful. The water was very clear. And a story having to do with my vacation to Hawaii was that I made TikToks of me dancing in the middle of the beach in front of everyone. Tons of people in the Hawaii. I was just living my life. I'm normally very conservative. Yeah, so that was just me being very open, and it was just a great time. I was just having the time of my life.
What's your favorite vacation spot?
I'd say Vietnam. So there's like a lot of regions in Vietnam that I personally been to just because my family is from everywhere. And so I've been in like Phu Quoc, not really Da Nang, but Da Nang is like a beach area, and it's like for the rich people. And I'm not that type of city girl. So I just went to Pho Quoc, and let me tell you, like the beaches is like totally like what you've never seen before compared to America. Like the oceans are literally emerald green, and like the beaches, it's like something you totally never would have expected. In media especially, like a lot of foreign countries are painted as they aren't, and I was really scared that I wasn't going to enjoy the experience there, just because it's like, you know, it's a third world country, and like you don't know what people are gonna like experience. And so what I really enjoyed was just getting to get more in touch with my culture, just because I've grown up in America my whole life, and it was probably my first time in a while visiting like my home country, and I just would have never thought I would have enjoyed it as much as I thought I would. And so going back to Vietnam, eating all of my favorite foods was just so fun. And then getting to meet like all my cousins that I've never met before, it was just like a really not humbling experience, but it felt like I was actually home. Like I've never felt so welcomed and comforted, and it was just really nice. If I could go back, I would go in a heartbeat. I just don't think I would ever get the same experience here compared to like any other place that I've been in both another country or America.
So what's your favorite vacation spot?
My favorite vacation spot, I'd say it's Cancun over there in Mexico, because it's like really calming, the beach and everything. And me and my family, I just remember one memory whenever I was a kid, because that's the first time we went there. But whenever I was a kid, it's just the sun and everything, it just seemed real nice, and me and my family looked like it was just really shining on us. It really seemed beautiful and everything like that. But if I had to think of another favorite place, it would be New York, because of how like the busy noise, it just makes me feel so calm for some reason. It's always just calming to hear background noise whenever doing something, and it just really feels like it's almost as home.
What's your favorite vacation spot?
So my favorite vacation spot is probably the Dominican Republic, for sure. Yeah, I'm actually Dominican myself, so I have a lot of family members that live there. So it's always cool to check out the culture, eat the different types of foods there, get to dance a lot over there, which is a lot of fun, and they're very outgoing and extroverted people. It's always cool going to the Dominican Republic.
What is your favorite vacation spot?
So my favorite vacation spot would have to be Mexico. Main reason why is because when I go visit Mexico, I have family over there. Most of my family's over there. So when I go, most of the things we mostly do a little bit of exploring. I want to say touring, even you could call it. What we do is we go to the marketplace, or if not the marketplace, we go to a little spot called the Roundabout, in Spanish La Rotunda. So most of our time we just spend it together. We just try new foods, try new drinks. My uncles and my grandpa, we usually like make barbecue at home. We invite the family. We do a big get together. So honestly, if I would have to choose out of anything, it's just family over anything for me. So best choice, always Mexico for me.
What is your favorite vacation spot?
My favorite vacation spot was the Grand Canyon. I traveled across it with my two brothers. We went from the South Rim to the North Rim over like 3 days, and I remember my brother left the tent open, and sand blew in our tent, like a huge amount of sand, and it got in our sleeping bags. So I ended up in the middle of the night shaking out my bag and sleeping on a picnic bench instead. And I remember I could see all the stars through the canyon, and it was about to storm. So we had to wake up in the sand, put the tarp on, and then I went to this bathroom they had in the middle of nowhere, rinsed myself off very slowly in the sink, and then carefully got into my no sandy sleeping bag. And that was just one memory of the Grand Canyon, a great place to visit. So.
Yeah, so if you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
Alright, if I was a superhero, I'd be Batman. I feel like he doesn't necessarily have superpowers, but I like that he has like many different gadgets. He has the Batmobile, he has a butler, he has the Batcave, which I think is pretty cool. And overall, he's a successful businessman, and I'm in the school business, so I think that's pretty cool that, maybe one day I could be like Batman.
If you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
I want to be Black Panther because the technology is really cool and he has a whole kingdom. And Wakanda forever.
If you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
If I could be any superhero, I'd want to be Batman because he has a very complex morality. He's rich, and he's really, really smart and an incredible detective. And so much so that even though he has no superpowers, he intimidates everyone around him, even though they are so much more powerful than him in terms of physical strength, which makes him really cool.
If you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
If I could be a superhero, I'd want to be Iron Man because he's really smart and he can build he builds a lot of cool technology, and he builds his suits, and they have a lot of cool stuff they can do, and he can also fly, and he's tight with Spider-Man. So that's why I like him.
If you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
If I could be a superhero, I would want to be a Spider-Man because of his cool web abilities, and he's very smart. And it was kind of interesting how he became a Spider-Man by bitten by a spider, and because he's close to Iron Man.
If you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
If I could be a superhero, my first choice would be Captain America. First reason why is because one of my favorite players in soccer or football, Kristen Pulisic, Captain America for the soccer team. Other than that, superpowers just, he's invincible in a way. And very inspiring for, I guess, Americans. And Marvel in general is the best thing.
If you could be a superhero, who would you want to be?
For me, not any specific right now, but I would say Spider-Man because I used to like it when I was a kid, and I don't really watch superheroes right now, so I would just choose Spider-Man.
What is a concussion to you, and how can you prevent one?
A concussion to me is any kind of head injury that results from a blow to the head. Ways to prevent it could be, it depends on the person, maybe depending on what you do. Maybe if you are more prone to concussions, then you wear protective gears and just avoid doing dangerous stuff.
So a concussion is like a head injury or having something hit your head, and it happens when your brain shakes against the skull.
A concussion to me is usually when you get hit in the head really hard, and most of the times that causes people to get knocked out, and you either experience some side effects from that, like loss of balance and stuff like that.
What are the symptoms of a concussion?
Continuous headache, vomiting continuously, dizziness, not being able to sleep well, feeling nauseated.
So headache, like migraine, serious migraine, vomiting, throwing up, memory loss, which I experienced short term.
Do you know anyone who's had a concussion or head injury before?
No, not personally.
Yes. So me actually. So I was playing soccer once, and someone was gonna hit the ball, and he hit both the ball and my legs, and so I fell and landed on my head. And I know for the first 5 minutes I was just completely disoriented. I couldn't figure out what I was doing, how I just got to the floor and all. Eventually everything came back to me, but then I tried to rest, and then I got a serious headache. And then when the headache got really bad, we were gonna go to the hospital, and I threw up on the way to the hospital. And then eventually they did an MRI and said it was probably a concussion.
I had a friend in high school who was doing track, and she attempted hurdles, but on the first hurdle she didn't quite make it. So her feet caught the hurdle, and she fell face first into the track. And I don't remember, but she probably like blacked out for a minute or two, and later after that, all I remember her talking about was it was just hard for her to look at her phone for too long.
How can long-term effects of concussion affect people? What do people need to know about concussions that they already don't know about?
I think people might think concussion isn't as traumatic as perhaps like they might see it as something that isn't so bad, but when you leave a concussion untreated for a long period of time, it can lead to worse injuries. And I feel something people need to know is when you have symptoms of a concussion, that you should get it treated as quickly as possible.
The effects of a concussion usually are like, at least from what I've seen in like a lot of, or what I've heard from like a lot of news and movies, is like usually you lose your control of emotions, like usually get depressed for no reason, usually get like upset for no reason, irritated easily, loss of balance. It's always hard to focus on things, so it makes things hard to focus. People who like get concussions, usually I hear, they have a hard time learning in school because after that injury, they can't really focus anymore, and so that makes it really hard to actually do things.
What would your advice be for people who experience concussions, as a person who has experienced one?
Yeah, my advice would be to play safe. To even if you're doing sports, you don't want to do anything too risky. If it's a sport that could potentially result in a head injury, if you can wear a helmet, maybe definitely wear a helmet, because it's this one-time things that could potentially change a person's life, and you don't want to have regrets.
My name is Diana. I'm an English major and I am a senior.
What's your favorite restaurant on campus?
I'd say my favorite restaurant would have to be Chick-fil-A.
What do you usually order from there?
Nuggets, fries, and a lemonade.
And what type of food would you like to see more on campus?
I guess like more filling foods that have more options, like that are a little bit healthier, rather than just like fried foods.
And what would you like to see improved in the menu?
In general, it's just like quicker wait times, like not as long as a wait time, and like healthier options that aren't I mean, I understand that fried foods are more accessible, but I think as college students we need healthier options since we're still growing and we need things to sustain us better.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a biology major and this is my first year here.
What's your favorite restaurant on campus?
Gotta say Chick-fil-A.
What do you usually order from Chick-fil-A?
I usually order fries and nuggets.
What type of food would you like to see more of on campus?
Probably a variety, so like more like ethnic food, like food that applies to different cultures and less food that is more like widely known, you know?
My name is Courtney Dudley, and I am a political science major, and I am in my senior year.
What's your favorite restaurant on campus?
My favorite restaurant on campus would be Starbucks because I go there to get the matcha green tea quite a bit.
What type of food would you like to see more of on campus?
On campus, I'd like to see more of a variety of like your greens, like maybe more salad places or like healthier alternatives instead of like a lot of fast food places, like fried fast food places. Maybe have like a salad bar or something, or maybe even kind of like little sit-in places where you can get like a hearty meal instead of like a fast food meal.
What would you like to see improved?
The options available, they're scarce, and then over the summertime more options to be available, having like one or two options. And for someone like me who doesn't drive and you have to stay on campus, it kind of sucks because not all the time do you want to do Uber Eats or Grubhub because they either take your order and like dash or you're stuck and
Or
they
it's so
never
expensive,
communicate.
yeah.
So
Thank you.
All right, so my name is Adrian Herrera, majoring in finance. Current year, I'm a junior right now.
Okay. What's your favorite restaurant on campus?
Favorite restaurant right now, for my go-to is gonna be Chick-fil-A.
And what do you usually order from there?
Usually I go with a spicy chicken sandwich with a side of large fries and a large drink.
What type of food would you like to see more of on campus?
To be honest, I mean, it's more of a far stretch, but I would like to see like different cultures, like, you know, a restaurant that tends to like rotate in different foods that are from different cultures. I think that would be a cool idea.
Do you have any particular like culture that you're looking for?
Middle Eastern, more South American, you know, everything all around the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to see improved?
I would say access to food. I would say since there's a lot of students, you know, it takes a good amount of time to get the food to us, you know? So that's about it.
No, spring 22. I slept over at one of my friend's dorms, and we watched a movie. And then after we watched a movie, it was like 2 a.m. I went out to get water, and she came with me. And we just ended up running into a bunch of people. And I said, hey, guys, I have this coconut just sitting in the room. And so we were like, what should we do with the coconut? Because we ran into them at 2 a.m. and we actually walked to Agnes Arnold and threw the coconut from the top of Agnes Arnold, and it splattered everywhere. And it's like a confession. No, we threw this in the we just threw it on the ground from the 5th floor of Agnes Arnold, and we ate the pieces off the ground. And then after, we went to the fountains right over there, and we swam in the fountains at 3 a.m. And that's a memory I'd want to relive. That's it. And then after, we went like climbing the trees around the fountain.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Okay.
Probably my grandma's surprise 70th birthday that I got to dance at. I'm a biofolklorico dancer, and we surprised her at a restaurant where she had her 50th birthday, where she found out my mom was pregnant with me, and then for her 70th, I got to dance, and we surprised her with mariachis and everything, and it was really sweet, and she was really happy. So yeah, it'll probably be that.
What's one memory you'd like to relive?
I came to the US this fall, so I kind of miss my family, having simple meals at home at our dining table together. That's something that I miss. And the home food, the feeling of warmth. Not that I live here, but I enjoy being here, but I think I like to go back to the simple times without so much chaos and busy. Yeah, that's it.
So, the one memory I would like to relive is when I met my first close friend, like real friend, on campus. It was my freshman year on campus, and the reason I want to relive it is because it was on the train, and it was at a time where I didn't think that I could make friends. Like, I was always good with people, but I never was able just to keep someone as a friend. So this was the first time I genuinely just made a first friendship. Like, basically my first friendship being at University of Houston. And it's I would like to relive it because it was just a good feeling. It's something that's rare, you don't get very often, and I want to make it, I want to get that feeling again by reliving it, obviously. But I would also like to, make more friends in the future because I get the same feeling, and I love that feeling of making a friendship.
One of my favorite memories that I'd probably like to relive again was when I was about 4 years old. My father really wanted to throw like a fun birthday party for us in our backyard. So we had a massive backyard, and he had a friend who had horses. So he brought horses to our backyard and created like a whole like mini country fair with like hay rides, and the horses in the back, so we got to ride the ponies, and that was really fun. He got everyone like little bandanas and like what's it called, cowboy hats, and I thought it was a really fun experience. So I would love to like relive that again.
Really recently, actually, a friend of mine, she was gonna go away for a while, and so she surprise visited me on campus. So we had to spend the day together. It was kind of it was like a nice. Where a lot of the time we just had to talk on the phone and such. So it was nice to see her in person before she had to go away on her travels for a while. So yeah, I'm just kind of been thinking about that. I really enjoyed that.
You'd like to relive?
Okay, this sounds very random, but in high school, there was one time I went to the mall with a group of my friends. I think it was like 10 of us, and we went to go watch a movie. I don't know which movie it was, but afterwards we went and we ate dinner and we sat down, and there was this group of people right next to us, and it turned out it was their birthday. So our whole like friend group started singing happy birthday to these random people, and they were so touched by like us becoming friends with them and singing happy birthday that they went and bought every single one of us ice cream, and we became friends with them, and we were all just laughing, and it's so random, but like it was just so kind of them that they didn't need to buy us ice cream, but they did, and they were like so kind, and we just had them like the best time with them. So yeah.
تأخرت؟ طب أنا شو بدي أعمل ديما؟ كيف يعني بدك يعني أطلع مع واحد أوبر ما بيعرفني ولا بعرفه ببلد ما بعرفها ويوديني على على الأوتيل؟ أوكي ماشي. ديما هيني طلعت بالأوبر. خلص بحكي معك بعدين. لا خلص بحكي معك لما بوصل على الأوتيل. ماشي يلا باي.
الحمد لله على السلامة. حضرتك بتحكي عربي صح؟ بتتكلمي عربي؟
يس بحكي عربي.
الحمد لله على السلامة.
شكرا.
أستاذة آية صح؟
صح.
نورتي هيوستن يا أستاذة آية.
منورة بأهلها. شكرا.
جاية منين بقى؟
أردن عمان.
الحمد لله على السلامة من عمان. ما شاء الله بحب عمان جدا ومن الأماكن اللي فعلا نفسي إن أنا أزورها في أقرب وقت. ليا أصحاب كتير من الأردن وبيقولوا لي فعلا إن هي تحفة وإن أنا لازم أروحها. أنا مش عارف بقى الكلام ده بصراحة يعني يستاهل ولا مبالغة بقى ولا إيه؟
لا عمان بلد بتجنن وناسها بجننوا.
أكيد بناسها المحترمين والطيبين زي حضرتك.
شكرا.
حضرتك جاية بقى تعمل إيه في هيوستن؟
أنا وأختي جايين عشان نزور هيوستن.
يبقى أكيد جايين عشان الحفلة بتاع بيونسي. أنا عارف الحاجات دي بتاكل عقل الناس وجايين من كل حتة في العالم. بس فين أختك؟ أنا مش شايفها معاكي. ما جاتش ولا إيه؟
أنا مش فاهمة ليش بتسأل عن أختي هيك يعني مش عيب كأنه؟
أنا آسف لو قلت كلام مش مفروض إن أنا أقوله.
لا بس ما بيصير تسأل هيك عن أختي.
انت اللي على راسي والله وبعتذر لك. انا يعني زودت فيها شويه بس من عشمي يعني عشمي انك تسامحيني. فخلاص كده يعني اطمن. سامحاني.
لا يعني سامحني ما كان قصدي أفش فيك فحقك على راسي يعني إنه طلعت فيك الفجة. سوري.
طيب اسمحي لي اسالك في حاجه بس من غير ما تتعصبي عليا.
يعني تعلمت من أول مرة.
بصراحه انا بقيت خايف بصراحه.
تمام تفضل. الله يستر.
يعني انت جايه هيوستن اول مره يعني المفروض تبقي متحمسه ومبسوطه. يعني معظم الناس اللي بجيبهم من المطار بيبقوا مبسوطين وعايزين يروحوا وييجوا. ايه اللي قلقك؟ ايه اللي خايفك؟ يعني ايه اللي ممكن يحصل؟
صراحة هذه أول مرة بسافر من دون أهلي من دون حدا. يعني عمري بحياتي ما طلعت من بيت أبوي غير مع حدا. فأول مرة بسافر لحالي فسامحني شوي متوترة.
انت مش لوحدك ولا حاجة ولا عمرنا كنا لوحدنا. الحمد لله مسلمين وموحدين وعارفين ربنا معانا على طول في كل مكان. فانت خايفة ليه؟ انت مش حاسة ان ربنا معاكي؟ ما حسيتيش بالاحساس ده قبل كده ان ربنا معاكي؟
ما بعرف يمكن عشان يعني مش الحمد لله مؤمنة بس مش كتير متدينة. فمثل انه يعني هذا الشعور اللي بيواتب العالم دائما مش دائما معي.
مين قالك يا استاذة ان ربنا بتاع المتدينين بس؟ حاجة جميلة طبعا ان احنا نبقى متدينين وقريبين من ربنا. بس هو ربنا دايما قريب لينا. ربنا قريب لكل العباد. احنا بنؤمن بيه. قلتي ما شاء الله مؤمنة وموحدة. ربنا قال وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب. كل عبادي. هو خلقك وهو أرحم الراحمين بيكي وهو دايما معاكي وهو اللي بقيلك. أنا مش عايزك تبصي لربنا كأنك بتبصي لشخص بيعاملك الند بالند. لا ربنا أكبر الله أكبر مننا كلنا. وهو عارف إن احنا بنغلط وهو عارف إن احنا بنضعف. بس هو يفضل معانا وحنين علينا وأحن علينا من أمنا حتى. عايزك تصدقي كده. مش عايز اي حد تاني. حاجه زعلتك تاني ولا ايه؟
لا سوري شردت بس صراحة كلامك ذكرني بحلم.
حلم حلو ولا وحش ولا ايه؟
ما بعرف صراحة يعني ما بعرف إذا هو حلم حلو ولا حلم مش حلو الصراحة. غريب، حلم غريب. يعني هذا الحلم صار لي عم بيصير معاي بعد ما توفى لي أبوي. يعني شوي غريب الشعور، ما عمري حسيت. آمين يا رب، آمين يا رب.
عارفة يا آية، معلش ممكن أقول لك آية بدل الأستاذة آية؟
لا اتفضل.
أنا والله حاسس بيكي، وخصوصا لما يكون أب أو أم. لكن ده هيخليني أرجع لكلامي الأولاني اللي قلته لك، إن ربنا هو الحاجة الوحيدة اللي باقية. كله هيروح ويسيبنا، سواء عشان راح لربنا أو ظروف الحياة شغلته عننا، لكن اللي بقالنا هو ربنا، لأن هو الوحيد اللي قادر يكون موجود معانا في أي وقت وفي أي مكان. محدش غيره يقدر. باباكي مع ربنا، فخليك انت كمان مع ربنا عشان دايما تحس ان انت قريبة من باباكي. ويا رب يا رب يجمعك بيه على خير في جنات رب العالمين. انا مش بقول اي كلام ومش بنظر عليكي، والله حاسس بيكي، حاسس بالوجع اللي جواكي، صدقاني.
إذا ما بتتضايق من سؤالي، كيف تعرف إنه هذا؟
هتستغربي يا آية ان انا قربت من ربنا اكتر وما حسيتش بالكلام اللي انا بقوله لك ده غير لما جيت امريكا. في مصر الدنيا كانت زحمة، حواليك اصحابك واهلك وناسك. لما جيت هنا امريكا ما كنتش عامل حسابي ان انا هبقى لوحدي، بالعكس كنت جاي لاحلى واجمل حاجة في الدنيا، البنت اللي حبيتها وسبت عشانها كل حاجة، وحلمت معاها ورسمنا احلام وطموحات، وجينا وبعد صبر سنين بقينا مع بعض. سابتني ومشيت وراحت لرب العالمين، راحت الكريم. الحمد لله الحمد لله، وإنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
سامحني، الله يرحمها يا رب. أنا سامحني على سؤالي.
آمين يا رب. لا والله أنا مبسوط إن أنتي بتسأليني زي ما بسألك، بحتاج أحكي من وقت للتاني لأنه حمل كبير قوي على قلبي. بقولك إن ربنا موجود، بس من حقنا نحزن ومن حقنا نزعل، بس لازم نكمل لأن احنا عارفين إن ربنا موجود. وأكتر كلمة ريحتني لما زوجتي ماتت، إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. احنا كلنا بتوع ربنا وراجعين له في يوم من الأيام. بس يا ستي، فأنا حاسس بيكي. ولما لقيت نفسي لوحدي ومكسور وخايف زي ما انتي خايفة دلوقتي، حاولت ان انا ابقى مع الناس، حاولت ان انا اشغل نفسي ب100 حاجة، بس دايما كنت مكسور، لحد ما رجعت لربنا وقفت بين ايديه وقلت له يا رب انا مكسور، اكبر كسري وقربني ليك وطبطب عليا، وهو بيحبك وياخد باله منك، وهو الوحيد اللي بايدك.
الحمد لله على السلامة وإقامة سعيدة إن شاء الله. أنا حاسس إن ربنا بعتني عشان يفكرك إنه بيحبك. ما تنسيش ربنا أبدا، هو عمره ما ينساك. خلي دي بقى معاكي عشان تفكرك إن هو دايما معاكي.
Thank you. شكرا، يعطيك ألف عافية يا رب. شكرا. Thank you.
مع السلامة، في أمان الله.
Ming-Na is Agent May. Mulan is an icon, a legend, nostalgia from my childhood.
Ming-Na is inspirational.
Ming-Na é refúgio, casa. Ela me faz bem, me faz sentir bem.
Eles estavam longe de mim. Ela literalmente falou sorrindo no meu rosto em momentos complicados.
Ming-Na Wen is monstrously energetic.
Ming-Na Wen is the Darwin for me. She's my inspiration.
For me, Ming-Na is Linda May.
You are really awesome, and I really like your characters in the movie, especially Melinda May. You are an inspiration to many people, especially young women.
Ming-Na Wen is my queen of innuendos.
Ming-Na is my angel and my savior.
I have been asked to describe Ming-Na in one word. Sensational. You're up. Badass.
Ming-Na Wen is.
I don't know what's wrong with your TV because she was a little beat up, but I thought still the ravenous, sexy thing that she always is.
Ming-Na Wen?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Happy birthday, Ming-Na!
Happy birthday, Ming-Na!
Happy birthday, Ming-Na.
Happy birthday, Ming-Na. Love you.
Happy birthday, Ming-Na!
Single 축하해요.
Happy birthday, Ming. I love you.
Happy birthday, Miss Wen. I wish you a long, healthy, and prosperous life.
Ming-Na Wen, happy birthday.
Hello. Nice to see you, and I hope it won't be too long that we actually do get to see each other in the flesh again, which would be fantastic. But I'm sending you lots and lots of love.
Hey Ming-Na, he's your good buddy. Yeah. You know him, 7 years working together. And I just want to say happy birthday. And all the very, very best. We had such a lot of fun working together. Miss you, love you, all the best.
I think this game is going to be 3-1 France. This World Cup has been pretty surprising. A lot of upsets. It's very exciting. Not like other World Cups, and I'm like really excited throughout the whole thing. It was really nice. Right as of now, Argentina. I'd like to see Messi win a World Cup. Good question. I would say I've always favored the Latin American countries because I'm Latina, so it really didn't matter as long as it was a Latin American country, but like for the most part, it was Argentina.
Did you follow the World Cup from the beginning?
Yeah, I did.
What's your favorite game or your favorite goal of the World Cup?
My favorite game was probably Argentina versus, I don't know, I had a brain fart. Argentina versus Croatia, sorry. Yeah, it was really nice. I loved seeing Messi participate in all the goals, and his like assist was so beautiful. It was so great. I loved it.
Predictions? I want Morocco to win, but it looks like it's going to be 3-1 to France. I think it was the best World Cup for me. It's like it was a lot of upsets and underrated team, the underdogs winning. Morocco is in the semifinal. What else you want? Yeah, what else you want? It's definitely one of the best World Cups. The final, at this point, I would say Argentina. Oh yeah, it changed drastically. I was going for Portugal at first, but of course, what do you call it? Ronaldo's out, so now it's all about the legacy. So I just want Argentina to win for Messi's legacy, of course. It's definitely Ronaldo. And you said why? It's because I just started watching soccer and playing soccer, watching him. So yeah. Yes, sir. The favorite game would be what was that game? Who did Croatia got out? Yeah, Croatia versus Brazil, in quarterfinal. Or it was round of 16.
Why?
It was a good game. It was a tough game.
It was the worst game I ever saw. So.
But it was a close game. I don't know. I like the game because Brazil was out from that game. So yeah, of course.
My predictions for this game, I'd like to say France is going to win and go to the finals. I've enjoyed this World Cup. I've really enjoyed it. I've been waiting 4 years for this. The first time, well, in 2018, the U.S. didn't qualify, so I enjoyed it this time around. Who would I like to win? At this point, I would love to see Argentina win. It changed. I was rooting for the U.S., but penalty, maybe, but it's changed, of course. My favorite player of this tournament has been Kylian Mbappe of France. Oh yeah, I follow the qualifiers. Yeah, I followed everything. A game? My favorite game was the one yesterday, Argentina versus Croatia. It was very fun to watch. I love watching Julian Alvarez.
Well, I think France is going to win. I thought that it was going to be 2-0, but they just scored in like the first 5 minutes, so it's probably going to be more than that. I like it a lot. I think it's the best one since 2014. I like Argentina to win because I want Messi to get his World Cup. I was rooting for Mexico and Argentina, but Mexico got out, so I mean I stuck with Argentina, yeah. My favorite player is probably Mbappe right now as well. He's been crazy this World Cup. Yeah, I didn't watch the qualifiers, but I watched all the group stages and stuff. My favorite game and goal has been Japan versus Spain because they came back from a 1-0 lead in the second half, and then that second goal was my favorite goal of the whole World Cup. No, that's it. Thank you.
I think Morocco gonna win 2-1.
What are your thoughts on the World Cup so far?
I think Argentina gonna win this match, win the World Cup, and the only because of Messi.
Who would you like to win?
Definitely, as my previous answer is Argentina. They deserve it. Messi deserve it.
Who would you like from Morocco versus France? Who would you like?
Honest opinion, as a football fan, yeah, it's going to be for France, but I would like to win Morocco. Yeah.
Are you rooting for the same team from the beginning, or did it change?
Yes, it's Argentina forever.
Who's your favorite player and why?
Lionel Messi, the GOAT.
Did you follow the World Cup from the beginning, or did you just like?
Yes, from the very beginning, I'm following all the matches, but mostly stick with Argentina and the big matches. Yeah.
What's your favorite game or goal of this World Cup?
The favorite goal actually is in the quarterfinal, which assisted by Messi. So.
Can you explain a little bit more, like?
Oh, okay. Sure.
So your favorite game or goal of this World Cup?
So my favorite game is the quarterfinal match, Argentina versus Netherlands. The goal which was assisted by Messi, the first assist. It was brilliant. It was out of the class. So the reason why people can say why Messi is the greatest of all time, that is the simple definition. And as a Messi fan, I can say, you guys can see this thing over and over. We are so used to, but the seasonal fan, is totally, they have a real example how a GOAT will be. The sure list for Messi and the best goal.
All right, this was my first soccer game I watched today, rooting for Morocco, and this will be my last soccer game that I ever watch after that match. That's all I have to say.
Honestly, same here. This was the first FIFA World Cup I've ever really taken a part in. But I think I'm really traumatized after this entire, situation that happened. I had high hopes. I didn't get to watch the first half, but the second half I came in. I was really excited. And then the second goal came in, and my spirits were deflated. But they were still up. They weren't completely deflated, but they were still up. And then the game just kept going. I still had faith, but then we just ended up losing. So it was really upsetting, but I think we'll be back.
Yeah, me too. I'm not watching another World Cup. I really thought we were gonna win, but I guess not. That's it.
I'm not going to talk for 40 minutes like my friend Moment here, but it was a fun time watching, and I'm happy for the ride.
He's actually French. He's French, actually. That's why he said that. He supports France. He's a traitor, dude. These are the French people that have just won.
I could go on for another 40 minutes because my friend Samir didn't really like it, but so I'll just go on for how I felt as I was driving here. So as I was driving here, I didn't really, I was thinking about the game and how my friend would feel. But then all of a sudden I remembered Ismail was coming. And when I remembered that Ismail was coming, things just took a turn for the worse. And I started taking wrong turns as things took a turn for the worse. So all in all, I can't really tell you how I felt. And I think that's the moral of the story.
What do I say? Yeah, I think the game was good. France played really good. Their defense was good, and I think Morocco did a good try. Inshallah, Morocco will come back 2026. Inshallah. Yeah. Okay, that's.
Well, my prediction before the game was 3-0 towards France, but I think Morocco played really well. They delivered pretty well, and score could have been 4-2 in a sense, But unfortunately, they lost the game. Hopefully, they'll get more experience and win next time.
안녕하세요. 여러분 잘 지냈어요? 저는 마리암입니다. And this is my submission for the Hangul contest. I stayed up till 3 to write this. My teacher, Gosling Bekungu, recently taught us the geo ending. Hello, Yoongi, you like tangerines, don't you? Me too. I even consulted with my teacher on what I should write. Ended up writing Nado because I ran out of space. I got to meet and take pictures with the former Prime Minister Lee Na-gyun and Consul General Jang. Their whole speech was in Korean with the translator. The Prime Minister even answered one of my questions. This was my final project for the Korean Beginning 2 course. It was to be written and presented all in Korean. Here are some slides my teacher practiced with us so we can form grammatically correct sentences. Next, I added a few slides that I had difficulty with, especially the noun modifying form. I couldn't resist adding these. The food looks amazing. Sometimes I got confused with 올까요 versus 올래요. These are some pages from my homework assignments. I recently took this picture on my way to a volunteer program. I was like, why can't I read that? Then I was like, oh my god, that's Korean. It's written in Hangul. Around this time, I had recently found out about this competition and I was thinking for days what I should submit. When I saw the board, I was like, yep, this is it. Last but not least, I saved the best for last. I mainly added this because I love my handwriting. My teacher even praised me for it. 안녕히 가세요. Hope you liked my video.
정치인으로서 21년을 또 일했습니다. 저널리스트에서 정치인으로 바꾸는 것이 쉽지는 않았습니다만 왜 그렇게 바꾸는가를 모르시는 것으로 생각을 합니다.
He had worked as a journalist for 21 years and another 21 years as a politician. And if you are asking about the reason why he made such a big transition, then it was really hard decisions to make.
저널리스트도 이 사회에 많은 영향을 줍니다. 사회의 변화를 가져오게 됩니다.
Journalist is providing magnificent effects to the people, and it is very impactful.
그러나 저널리즘이 주는 영향이 직접적이지 않고 간접적이다. 이런 것이 늘 충분하게 느껴졌습니다.
Insufficiency that he felt while working as a journalist, which provided indirect impact to the people, actually provided him a different motivation.
그래서 이 사회에 좀 더 직접적인 영향을 주고 싶다. 좀 더 빠른 변화를 가져오고 싶다. 하는 것으로 정치를 시작하게 됐습니다.
He desired to provide a direct impact and much more prompt effect to the people, and that's why he decided to go into the politics.
뭐예요?
맞아요, 저예요. It's me, 저예요. 그죠? 저예요.
비핵화 문제를 위해서 핵 개발을 중단하고 대화의 테이블로 나오도록 유인한 것입니다.
At this step, our purpose is to persuade North Korea to suspend its nuclear development efforts and come to the negotiation table.
Sorry, the sister's entrance is actually through the other gate.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't been to this mosque before. I just saw the main door.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine. It actually happens more than you think.
Oh, hey, I like your sandals.
Oh, thanks. They're actually kind of small on me, but... Oh, I like yours too.
Really, Sidar? I've only noticed them a few weeks. I'm already messing up. Now I'm talking to myself.
As a desk assistant, I oftentimes stay up to like 6, just depending on the shift. But then when I'm not working, I might stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning. But yeah.
Do you recommend people who are watching this to stay up?
Absolutely not. I don't know. I just have a habit of staying up late because of like work and stuff. But honestly, if I could stay up earlier, if I could stay up earlier, I definitely would.
And a few years down the road, looking back, would you say what you're doing was worth staying up for?
Maybe. I mean, I have a job right now, and a lot of times it's like staying up with either friends, so it's enjoyment, and that's memories I can have in the future, or it's like me working on stuff that can help me along the road, so yeah.
How does staying up late affect you in a bad way or in a good way?
It affects me in a bad way because like just going to class, I fall asleep sometimes. Sometimes I skip too, just because I'd rather sleep in. But I mean, sometimes it works out. I get stuff done and I don't have to like worry about rushing it later the next day. But yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add to the people who might be watching?
Yeah, just sleep. Don't, it's really not worth it. I mean, yeah, I did say like down the road I might feel like I'm happy I stayed up, but get your sleep.
I usually stay up until 4 a.m.
4 a.m.?
Yes, 4 a.m. No, no, I do not. The only reason I do it is just because my sleep schedule is already messed up. But I think, like, you should prioritize sleep, especially when you're a student. Probably not most of the time. If you're doing something school related, then it makes sense. But if you're just like slacking off and just staying up for no reason, like on social media or something, it's probably not worth it in the long run. I would say it's probably worse just because you end up losing a lot of the day just because you sleep through the day. So, yeah, I would say that's the biggest problem is you have less time to do actual things during the day. Hi.
I stay up pretty late. I think I stay up too late. Honestly, for the past couple months, I've been staying up to like 3, 4 a.m., maybe even 5 sometimes. Yeah, it could get pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest. No, I most certainly do not. Staying up can get in the way of a lot of things. I think it's better to have a proper sleep schedule, to follow proper sleep hygiene. I think that one of the things that I would like to try to do at least is to sleep at a later time. I'm sorry, sleep at an earlier time because the way I've been sleeping these past few days, yeah, nah, it hasn't been good at all. Oh, that's a good question. I would say no. I think the reason why I stay up almost every day now is because of the lack of free time I have. I think because since I'm always doing things in the daytime and in the nighttime, that when it comes to the middle of the night, that's when I finally have time to myself or time to just relax. So I just use those hours in midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock to just do things to where I could easily do in the middle of the day. And I think that that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I got to use those hours to actually, get some sleep in because, I would wake up to go to class at like 11 a.m. or 11:30, and I'm very tired. I'm very sleepy. I'm very like cranky and groggy. Or, there's even some times where I'm just like, you know what, let me just skip class. So I think that me wanting to have free time to myself is not good enough reason to use those hours to do that instead of actually like get some sleep. Okay, well, yeah, it has affected me in a bad way. To be honest, I feel like me staying up, the things that I do it's not really that productive, because like in my free time, what I would do is just basically be on TikTok or Twitter or, social media. Like I'm not creating rockets, like I'm not doing homework. I'm not doing anything that's too productive. I mean, on the mental health side, it is good to slow down and, breathe and take time to yourself and, and give time to just not really use any brain power. But I think exactly. I think that there could be a time in the middle of the day where I can do that rather than do that at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock rather than, doing that. I feel like it's more logical to use those times to sleep so I won't have to wake up feeling the way that I do, so yeah.
Me personally,
like I'm up late right now, so like it really depends on what I'm doing. But like on the average, I stay up like around like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
On the average, I'll probably end up staying up around 2, 3. Today one of them longer days because, you know, I ain't got no class tomorrow, so it's a little time to chill.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like staying up late do kind of mess up your sleep schedule, mess up with your energy during the day, and yeah, I don't recommend you guys to stay up late. No, I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of pretty fun times staying up late, but I wouldn't say it's worth it. It's just, you know, yeah, that's all I really gotta say for that one. Oh, I mean, it's definitely gonna, like I said, it really depends on like what you have to do during the day, but you know, it's somewhat gonna affect you in, you know, some way. I really don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it's gonna affect you some way, and you know, like I said, it's gonna mess with your energy. But I don't recommend staying up late. You know, yeah. That's all I gotta say. No, make sure you guys subscribe.
I end up staying up probably around 2 to 3 every day. Sometimes, like days like this, I end up staying up longer because I ain't got class tomorrow, so you know, it's my time to chill. Don't gotta worry about the books. Actually, I recommend you should, because people probably have mixed feelings about this, but I feel like if you stay up late, you build more energy habits. Like you're able to stay up longer, if you know what I mean. Cause I barely get sleep, but I'm more productive throughout the day. No cap.
She basically said, was it worth staying up late, like a few years back, like looking back at it, was it worth staying?
I'ma say yeah, cause the experiences I have staying up are to die for. I kid you not. I feel like it makes me feel good in a sense of, can't lie, it just does. I don't even have an answer for that. It's just a yes, honestly. Life is good.
Amen.
Alright, so I'd say I stay up probably like during the week, like Monday to Thursday. I usually go to sleep. I try to go to sleep around 2 o'clock in the morning, but sometimes it just happens to be later. What I recommend it, when I recommend I stay up, it really just depends. Like for me, the way I look at it is like if I feel like I want to be financially stable in the position I want to be in, I don't have time to sleep 8 hours a day. So those times I'm sacrificing my sleep, it just makes sense to like at least I'm making it work harder to get something I want long term. So like a few years down the line, yeah, I say it was worth it just cause if I complete my goals down the line and early, so I don't have to do as much work when I'm older. Then it was losing my sleep was worth it, cause now when I'm older I'm chilling. And then how does staying up late affect me? Really just I don't know. It really just depends. I'm a morning person, so like once I wake up and take a few steps, I'm good to go for the rest of the day for real. It's other times like I ain't lying to out there. I definitely be yawning a lot, taking naps when I can. Like when I sit down for a little minute, I will go to sleep. So, nah.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
저는 마사입니다. 성함이 어떻게 되세요?
제 이름은 쌈입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
안녕하세요, 나라 씨.
리사 씨, 안녕하세요.
한국어 수업이 어때요?
아주 재밌어요. 친구들도 좋아요.
숙제가 많아요?
네, 많아요.
이민수 선생님은 한국 선생님이에요. 한국 사람이에요. 김유미, 마이클 존, 소피아 왕, 스티브 윌슨 한국 가스 학생이에요. 김유미는 한국 사람이에요. 마이클 존도 한국 사람이에요. 소피아 왕 한국 사람이 아니에요. 중국 사람이에요. 스티브 윌슨도 한국 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람이에요.
안녕하세요. 저는 분입니다. 저는 성형이에요.